We just finished up filming the show, I Have a Retirement Plan, What is Next? The most common question we get around retirement planning is what in fact is a retirement plan? Because you go through different phases of your life. You go through the working phase, you're 30 years old. The things that you're trying to accomplish at age 30 are different when you transition into age 40, 50, and beyond. And the plans that you have associated with those different phases of your life are distinctly different. So you get to this age 55, you're within 10 years of wanting to retire, and somebody throws out a term like retirement plan. You're like, what is it and how do I get started? Our retirement plan should have 6 pillars that cover all the different elements of your retirement. There's a lot of decisions you're going to have to make. They need to be addressed in your written retirement plan. The first pillar of a retirement plan should be your lifestyle plan. And this is the fun stuff. This is the stuff that you've been dreaming about, you've been thinking about, the travel, the grandkids, all this stuff that you want to fill your day-to-day activities list with in retirement. That's your lifestyle plan. And then the other 5 pillars are all the financial ways of which you're going to be able to fulfill and pay for your lifestyle. So the first one's pretty obvious. It's the income. When you retire, your employer is no longer going to pay you, so you need to have an income. You have Social Security that's probably available to you. You might have a pension, and then you have other investable assets that you can use to deliver that income. There should be a specific written plan that addresses how you're going to receive the income from those different sources, not only at point of retirement, but also 5 years later, 10 years later, 15, 20, and beyond throughout the course of your retirement. When you take your income, you're going to have to pay taxes. There needs to be a tax plan. And if you're intentional and strategic with your tax plan, it's possible, and we cover this in our online Journey to Retirement workshop with our hypothetical couple, John and Sue, where they knock off over 6 figures on their retirement tax bill. You might be able to do something similar, but you really have to have a written, comprehensive tax plan as a part of your overall retirement plan. At age 65, people are pretty familiar with that age as it relates to Medicare. Now, when you turn age 64, pay attention or don't pay attention, because you will get bombarded and you will be forced to pay attention through the mail, all of the different mailings you're going to get as far as the Medicare options. I was talking with a family just the other day, and they are receiving nonstop phone calls. Their words, nonstop phone calls. People are calling them. And in fact, I talked to another couple, and somebody showed up on their doorstep to hand them pamphlets about the Medicare options that they have. So when you get closer to Medicare, you're going to get bombarded with all this different information you're going to have to sort through to determine what your healthcare plan is going to look like at age 65, but also beyond, and make changes on a consistent basis. And then we have the investment plan. On average, we go through recessions every 5 to 6 years. One of the biggest concerns of most people looking to make that transition into retirement is they know they have to deliver income from these investments, but there's so much uncertainty when it comes to the markets and the economy every single time you turn on the news, whether it's the radio or it's TV, or maybe you're even reading a blog. There is a lot of concern about what's going to take place in the markets in the short term and the long term. And if you retire and we go through an 18-month recession, kind of like a 2008, and you see your portfolio go from $1 million to $700,000 within a 12-month period of time, and you have to take income out of that portfolio, that is a worry. And in fact, most people, after going through 2008, knew people who had to come out of retirement because they lost so much money, had to postpone their retirement, or couldn't have the lifestyle like they always dreamed of. Those are some of the things that you can't control, but to a large degree, within your investment plan, you can control how your portfolio reacts and how it can deliver sustained income regardless of what's going on in the crazy markets. And then finally, the 6th pillar of your retirement plan should be the legacy piece. What happens when you pass away? How does everything transition to your loved ones and your charities in the most efficient way? That should be incorporated within your legacy plan. So those 6 pillars should be a part of your retirement plan if you have those. and you have those in writing, you're in good shape. Now it's a matter of execution on that plan and revision as your life changes and legislation changes and outside forces change. If you're like most people, you probably don't have those 6 pillars in writing, so now's a great time to get started. And the sooner you get started on creating your customized retirement plan, the better off you're going to be, and the more confidently you are going to make these decisions that you have to make. When it comes time to take Social Security, you are making a decision. You are either making a decision to defer the election of your Social Security, or you're making a decision to take your Social Security. Either way, you're making a decision. Same thing with Medicare and the investment decisions. All these decisions you are going to have to make. You want that written plan, that roadmap to those decisions on your side, helping you along the way. Okay, so that's a plan. And now you have a plan. What's next? Now it's time to implement it. It's time to implement it, and then it's time to have fun. Enjoy the go-go years of your retirement. We alluded to the 3 distinct phases of your retirement in the show: the go-go, the slow-go, and the no-go. And there's different planning elements that should be tied into your overall retirement plan that affect each one of those different phases. So there's an element of being proactive to making these decisions and interpreting different legislation and potential outcomes. But then there's also a necessity to be reactive, because you can't accurately predict every single thing that's going to take place in your life and with the outside economy and legislation. So you have a plan, you're starting to have fun, you need to pay attention to all the things that are taking place and make sure that that plan is revised. Your retirement plan, much like a lot of things in the show, Molly was talking about the red bat phone, and then I awkwardly transitioned to a sandcastle on the beach. We had a lot of fun with that. But the point is that life is constantly changing. Your plan needs to be constantly changing as well to make sure it accurately reflects the phase of life that you're in and all the decisions that you have to make. If you have questions, take advantage of the Retire Ready call, where you can have a direct conversation with a retirement planner about your retirement. Dream together about what your retirement could be and all the different ways that you can plan for your retirement. All you have to do is go to retirereadycall.com, sign up for a complimentary Retirement Ready call, and we look forward to talking with you soon.